What's up guys, happy holidays. Welcome back to the Drone Camps channel. Today's video, we're gonna talk about two things that you need in your FPV arsenal, in your FPV toolkit, I like to call it. We're gonna do an updated video to that, talk about all the tools and stuff that you might need if you're just getting into FPV. We're gonna tell you about all the little tips and tricks and things that you might need for a build or just for a repair or general maintenance and working on your FPV drone. Now, we're going to talk about two things today that are actually pretty cheap. You can check them out in the links down below. You can use my discount code. Hopefully it's going to work. It's going to be BG Davis 2021. The ToolKitRc M4 is here, and this is a tiny little 5 amp pocket charger that fits in your pocket pretty much anywhere you go. It will charge XT30s and XT60s. And you can also have dual inputs on here for like a little XT60 and a USB-C. If you're doing it from a battery bank, that's awesome. You can charge from a battery bank. You can charge from a LiPo to charge your LiPos, a larger LiPo if you have it. And I believe it's 7 to 25 volts. So you can run something up to a 6S battery on this little guy, which is kind of crazy. You can charge 1 to 4S on this, and it's a good price. We'll talk about this one a little bit more in this review. And you also need in your arsenal an MC8, which is a compact little battery checker. It also discharges your batteries for storage, and it's kind of one of the fanciest battery checkers that I've seen. It has a little jog wheel on the side, it has a built-in computer, it has a display, it has inputs all the way around, and the balance port is right there to show you your cell life as well. So to keep up with your cells, you want to make sure that everything is balanced when you're charging LiPos and that all the numbers read the same in all the cells. So this is a very super important item to have if you're going to be flying FPV drones and maintaining your batteries. So we want to keep everything safe. You don't want to have any fires with your LiPos. So let's go ahead and get started with the first of these two, the M4 little pocket charger on the bench. Here we go. Okay guys, let's go ahead and check out the M4. It's around 75 grams. It has a 240 by 240 pixel full color screen, which is super nice. It's not touch screen, and it only has one button in the very center. It is super simple to use. It does charge up to 5 amp. It'll do a 1 to 4S battery. It has a balance port on the side over here on this side, so you start out with the negative here, put your balance port on there. And what's neat about this is it also can become a battery checker, just to check out the health of your battery. You plug that in on the side, and then you find the main input port here. You see the output port, which would be the output port. So we're going to switch that around, and it should come on and give you a display. And it'll show you cell life. So it'll start up, and I'll bring it a little closer there. You can see the current cell life of this battery. It's a 3S battery, so it should be up to about 12.6 volt at a full charge. Right now it shows me it's set up to standard LiPo charge, which is what you want. I do not have any input right now, so it's showing negative there. But you can change it to LiFe. You can change it to LiHV, which is HV batteries, which is awesome for your micros. And you can do standard LiPo charge, which is 4.2 volts. So if you press the button, it changes the current output to the battery. Never charge a little battery like this at 5 amp because you'll start a fire. So a lot of times what you want to do is keep it 1 amp or less. It doesn't have a customizable way to change it to 0.5 amp, which would be nice, but so you want to watch out with certain batteries. If you get smaller than something like a 300 milliamp battery and you're cranking 1 amp to it, you want to be super careful doing that. So I'm going to unplug this real quick, and we're going to talk about the input. You can input 7 to, I believe, so that'd be 2S up to a 6S battery input. You can do it in XT60 there. If you flip that down, you've got a little adapter, which is super cool here. You can plug this in, and you can use this. You can also come out on this side for the output, and with this adapter that comes with it, you can charge your cell phone. So that's really nice that you can do that. And for input, again, we can switch this over to the XT60, and I have an XT90 down to an XT60 here, and this is a 3S 5000 milliamp battery that I'm just powering this with. That's my input source. Now my output side, we're going to go ahead We're going to hook up this little tiny 1S, I believe it was, yeah, 300 milliamp. So we're going to plug this in on the far side here. It's a little negative right there, and you want to make sure that your balance lead goes in all the way to that side, flush with the edge, and switch over to the XT30 port, plug that in, and this little guy should automatically start charging. And you'll hear it beep. Right now it's locked, so we're going to unlock it. Once I unlock it, just by pressing the button, now it's automatically charging. So you see blue up here, it gives us the current time elapsed, which is about 10 seconds, the input voltage from the input battery, the current temperature, and how much it's putting in. So right now it's like 2 amp. We're just going to cut that back to 1, because 2 amps is very high for such a small battery. You want to make double sure you don't do that, but this should have some type of over voltage protector in here so that you don't have a problem. I'm not going to guarantee that this thing does, so you want to charge your small batteries, your tiny batteries, at the minimum amount of amps you can. So that's looking pretty good. That was pretty easy. Again, this little guy right now on the Banggood website, I'm looking at like $29 on the price for this. So charging all of your batteries up to a 4S battery is pretty sweet. The fact that it will do that. And you can charge it any type of device, laptop. You can charge your phone, tablets, and you have a variety of different possibilities for inputs and outputs, which I think is great. This slider right here doesn't require me to have adapters, which I love, because most of our batteries nowadays are these XT30 ones and your standard XT60. So it's got pretty much all the bases covered for not having to have an adapter with you in the field. You can get also 6-in-1 charger adapters that will allow you to charge up to like 6 batteries at once in a parallel charge with this type of charger, which is super sweet. So let's talk about the MC8 as well. So this is pretty cut and dry. This will charge most of your batteries that you have. You can also, by the way, get little 1S balance boards that come out of here, and you can charge up to like 6 1S batteries at a time. I'll try to put a link down below for those type of adapters for guys that are looking for that, for this charger. So this is a great beginner charger, but you want to watch out that you don't charge your tiny batteries at more than 1 amp. You'll have some issues there. So MC8 is super handy and very compact. I would love to see the ToolKitRc release something like this in this size. I know there was one a while back, but it didn't have a screen. It was pretty cheap. I think it was like $20. I forgot the name of it. But this would be a great size for a full 1 to 4S charger. Little jog wheel on the side, full color display, even bigger screen on this one for the battery checker than the M4. So let's look up the price on that real quick. This little guy is a fairly expensive battery checker. I mean, this is $36. But let's go ahead and take a small battery and plug in here. And I believe we'll have to use an XT60 there, because it looks like you may need an adapter to go down to XT30. I would like to see that this had XT30 and an XT60 on there. So this one's giving me a battery reading of 11.83 volt. And now over here on the side is your balance port all the way up to 6S, 2 to 6S on this battery checker, which is cool. So all of the batteries that you use, plug in the balance port on the side there, negative port all the way to this side. And now, check this out. It's actually balancing the cells. So it's automatically balancing the cells for me. Because my cells are slightly off, so it's going to take care of that to make sure that the battery voltage in the cells are completely balanced. That's really nice. So that's pretty cool. So it does a few things for you. It lets you know what your current voltage is, each individual cell voltage, and it automatically balances. That's pretty sweet. So I'm going to go into the menus here. Let's see if it has some menus. There we go. Showing the PWMs there, because some of you guys want that information. 15 US, let's see, outputs, manual output. width, cycle, and back to the main screen. That's pretty cool. And this little guy can also do, if you plug in a power source to this little guy, it can output to a cell phone. So if you wanted to output on the side here, it gives you that option. We have an output of 1 amp right there with the full-size USB, and the USB-C will also give you an output of 1 amp. So if you have a LiPo plugged in just like this, it'll come out and charge your device as well. So this can also be a device charger, which is nice. And we have a slider scale on the side as well. And it looks like the balance input on here goes all the way up to 8S. So if you look on the side right there, you can just barely see 8S, 2 to 8S. That's pretty awesome. Most of us don't have 8S batteries, so that's really, really nice. It also has S-Bus readout. And I love that it automatically balances the cells when you plug them in, because most of our cells really are a little bit out of whack, and it's nice to have these things go in and just totally fix it for you. And it will fast charge your phone, it says, but I mean 1 amp is going to be a minimal I wouldn't call that a fast charge. And the slider also dictates how much output you're doing out to your device, which is cool. It has a 32-bit ARM processor in there as well with pulse technology. Accurate to 1 US, and it's upgradable. It also can do firmware updates, which is pretty sweet. But I think this one weighs a little bit more than the M4, which is kind of funny. This one weighs 100 grams. Actually, let's double check that. Double checking. The package weighs 100 grams in the box here, so the unit itself weighs 50 grams. So there they are, both of those guys. You can check them out in the link down below. I'm going to recommend some balance boards for you, some parallel boards, so you can charge up to 6 batteries at once. So I think they're onto something here with this small size. This could be popular for like the first part of 2022. I'd like to see these get more powerful, but for now, these are great for your micro batteries. And up to even a 4S 1300, you could safely charge on one of these from any external power bank, which is super nice. Most of us have a giant power bank laying around for charging in the field, so kind of one of those things you just need to get a hold of and own. But thanks again for watching the channel, guys. I'm Justin Davis. We are going to end this one for now, and tomorrow, hopefully, if I can get out and fly during this snow time, we're going to have some new quadcopter review tomorrow. Thanks again. Please subscribe on the channel. Check out the links down below. It benefits me and my family. I appreciate it, guys. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.